Hi, everyone. Margot and Christy with wiicre here, and we just wanted to take a minute to fill you in a little bit about our newest acquisition in Manning, South Carolina, Access Manning, Manning Self-Storage. And since we were at the property for about 9 days and then also went to the big self-storage convention in Las Vegas, we have a lot of updates for you about the property and how great things are going.
And we'll try and make this quick because we know a lot of you have seen all the videos about Access Manning, and we really just want to talk about what has happened since close of escrow and where we are.
Yeah.
Some of the most important things are about our CapEx budget.
Yeah.
As you guys know, when we are underwriting, we are super conservative in estimating our CapEx.
Mhm.
Because this happened so quickly, we closed this in like 3 weeks, which is absolutely unheard of. We really estimated high on in terms of our repairs and things like that. So being boots on the ground gave us much more time to really talk with the contractor that had previously given us estimates, meet with another contractor, but also going to ISS. Uh,
Mhm.
we met more suppliers and it gave us time to think through some of the repairs, not only that we planned for this property, but the entire portfolio and any new acquisitions. For example, as you know, anytime we buy a property, we always paint.
Yeah.
We have an amazing national contractor that crisscrosses the country. And even when we compare his prices to others, it's always the best that we
Will.
can find. And more
Yeah.
importantly, he does not impact the property for an extended period of time.
Right.
Takes him a week to knock out painting, which is really good for our customers. Uh,
Tops.
Yes, yes, a week tops.
Yeah.
Another thing that we always look at, because we buy older facilities, the bottom, what do we call that, Margot? The
That rubber gasket
the
thing on the
rubber
bottom.
gasket, right? The
I
bottom
can
rubber
never think of it.
gasket, it's
Yeah.
on all the doors. It's the thing that really keeps dust out. They're always in terrible condition.
Right.
Well, at ISS Insight Self Storage, we found a product that we can adhere to the outside of the door. The reason that this is amazing is because in order to replace that gasket, you have to have access to each and every unit. And we can't always get that. One of the wonderful things about self storage is people put their things in there and they completely forget about it. They never want to come back. And that's great for
For
us
years.
for years. They don't visit. They just pay. But from an aesthetics, from a functional point of view, we want to make that repair. And
Right.
so the ability to put this on the outside to keep dust from going in,
Yeah.
also the added benefit of rodents don't like to pass there, and also snakes apparently. Don't know why on snakes. Rodents, we get it, but
They
snakes,
have whiskers.
yeah, snakes, they
They don't
just
have
don't like to
whiskers.
pass through. So for a fraction of the cost, we are able to make this repair, and it is a tangible, visible improvement. Because when we buy a property, we, in the first 3 months, 6 months tops, we like to get all of our CapEx done.
Yeah.
And our ability to do all of these little projects means that we don't have things lingering over the whole period. We don't have customers that keep calling about certain things. So it's little things like that. A bigger thing is our driveways.
Driveways.
We always look at refreshing and making repairs to the driveways. The driveways for this property are gravel. When we purchased our last property in Mead, also gravel driveways, but the gravel was very clean. There weren't a lot of um, weeds and things growing
Right.
through there. But at this facility, because it had a little bit more neglect, it almost looked like there was a grassy area in many parts of it. And so step one was killing all of that, which was cheaper and faster than we anticipated. But
Yeah.
also, when we began to evaluate the driveways, before purchasing, we estimated spending up to $100,000 refreshing driveways. And that's just because that's what we know, right?
Right.
If we have to redo all the gravel, if we
Bring
have
in a
to,
bunch of gravel.
right,
Yeah.
right, and spreaders and everything, and we just estimated
Mhm.
really high. But the reality is that once all the grass and weeds are killed, we can refresh it with a, for lack of a better way to put it, a tumbler that really turns over the gravel, and churns it and then smooths it out. And that's less than $10,000. So we
Yeah.
went from 100,000 to 10,000. Why is
Boom.
this all great, Margot? Why is this great for them?
Well, it's great because there's a number of reasons. It isn't going to change your economics. You're still going to get the great returns, but we're going to be able to do things more quickly, um, which is good because the sooner we can get things done, the sooner we can begin raising rents. I mean, these are all, everything plays off of everything else. So anyway, it's just all of these things that are saving us money are good all the way around. And ultimately, we don't have to raise as much money. So
That's
that's the
something.
biggie.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of 800,000, we're
Right.
looking at 600,000-ish.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So our ability to bring these numbers down just makes the deal even stronger,
Right.
and makes it, we're already, it's already a cash flowing deal. So it's not that it gets us to cash flowing sooner,
Yeah.
but it definitely strengthens the deal. And that's something that we like. Another thing that is, very important about this deal is, we have Class B shares available. This is for accredited investors. It's paying a 10 pref, 10% cash on cash, and then a 20% average annualized return over the estimated 5-year hold period. That means that our distributions will begin for this asset. This is a little different than in the past, but for this asset, our distributions will begin after the first 6 full months of ownership.
Mhm.
And we will make a 1/4 distribution. So that first quarter that we would normally pay after the first 3 months of ownership, we're going to put that on the back end. We may move it up a little sooner depending on how cash flow looks, but we just want to be very conservative and make sure that we are very comfortable as we get to know this property better. Another thing that has happened, again, we are a little more than 1 month of ownership of this property. Usually, you have time in advance, so you're prepared, and all your customers, you get them that notice day one, hey, we're the new owners, and these are the things that happen. With this, because it all happened so fast, that process started like right after we closed escrow, and has taken a little bit longer than it normally would. But the good news, again, we're a little more than 30 days owning the property. We already have about 75% of the customers on board with our new system, and it's just a matter of communication. The previous owners were not awesome at communicating, and we are significantly better. So that is definitely an improvement. And they're used to mailing in payments. And so we're
Delivering
just,
them.
right, we're just retraining the customer base, but they are very amenable to the new way that we are doing everything. And that is really great.
Yeah.
So the deal is proceeding better than we expected, faster than we expected. We are still finalizing our CapEx budget, but as Margot said, we're raising a lot less money. And
Mhm.
which, what that means for all of you is that there is more of a sense of urgency here because there's going to be less shares available. Again, the minimum is $25,000 per share, or starting investment. And that is definitely the lowest we've ever had, which gives a lot of more people the opportunity to try out working with us and
That's
seeing
right.
how it is to work with us. But we're very excited to work with you, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
If you are not already a member of the wiicre Capital Fund, please join. There's no obligation.
That's right. Just get signed up. It will save you a lot of time every time you invest because the biggest reading part is signing up for the fund, the
Yes,
100+ page PPM, and then every deal disclosure after that is shorter, 20-ish pages.
right.
So get that
So,
out of the way, and then you're all
yes.
set for waiting for the right deal to come along, and this is just might be it.
Yes. So we look forward to working with you. If you
Yeah.
have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.